Hi, this is Barry. I just want to put together this video to show you how I repaired my Rockler quick release bench vise. This is the smaller of the two, the 7-inch version, and it had a problem. Apparently this is pretty common. It stopped engaging. The quick release mechanism itself was no longer engaging when you turned it clockwise. So I'm going to show you how I took it apart and what I found and how I was able to get it working again. So here I'm just going to show you what I mean when it's slipping. As you tighten it, it feels like it's about to engage and then just kind of pops and releases the piece. So it's really not holding anything now, and I really can't use it. I need to remove the vise to work on it, and I use these hand clamps to hold it while I undid the bolts and remove it from the bench. And here it is upside down on the workbench, and I just need to take it apart. Turns out there's just one little pin holding everything together. And I didn't have a punch quite the right size, so I used a nail. It's really a pretty simple design as far as the slide, and it wasn't that hard to take off. There's this little spring clip here. I'm not sure what it does. And this really wasn't hard to get off. I'm just being careful not to force it. And here's the quick release mechanism. I'll zoom in to show you. The first thing I noticed is that it's very dirty in there. If I had realized it was this dirty, I would have taken it apart and cleaned it out sooner. So I'm just going to use some paper towels to try to remove some of that dust and grease and crud from in there. Now that I can see it a little better, I can see that there's debris, crud inside those threads. So I just use a small screwdriver to remove that. And I'm sure this is just grease and sawdust that has accumulated over the years. It's not really hard to get out. You just need to reach in there and scrape it out. It comes out in moderately sized pieces. But this seems to be the reason why those threads weren't engaging, because they were all full of grease and sawdust. So once the inside of the nut is cleaned up, I can go ahead and start reassembling it. And I'm just putting some fresh grease on this pin. And this pin just aligns the screw as the quick release mechanism disengages. So now I get to see if I can get this all back together and working again. I have to get this spring-loaded pin in there, and then I have to remember which way the piece goes. 50-50 shot. And there it is back together. I think that's the right position. And I'll go ahead and get the end cap on and put the washers and retainer pin back in place. A little tap on the hammer should do it. So I'll go ahead and do a test to make sure it's working before I put it back on the bench. And it seems to be engaging now. The mechanism seems to be engaging when it should and disengaging when it should. So hopefully I got it working here. I'll go ahead and mount it back onto the workbench. Again, I use clamps to hold it while I put the bolts in place. Now I admit I haven't been very diligent about cleaning this vise. I've been using it for about 5 years, and I'm not really surprised that the crud built up. I will say I'll try to be more diligent next time. I'm going to keep these threads clean. And I'm going to use a lighter weight cleaner and lubricant to keep those threads clean, and hopefully it won't gum up again. So with the vise mounted on the workbench, it's time to do a test. And it seems to be tightening up pretty well, and it's holding the piece in place. So I think I've got it back working again. So if you have a bench vise with a quick release mechanism that's not engaging, you might find it useful to get in there and clean out the threads on the quick release mechanism itself. If you do, I'd love to hear about it. Please post that in the comments below, and I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.